Hello and welcome back to the Lincoln Loco 2. Today, it's the big one. It's the January transfer window, and hopefully we're going to see a bit of movement in today's episode. Nothing's happened yet. We've got a few bids on the table for a few players hopefully coming in. So hopefully over the course of the episode, you'll see a few players start to come in to the game and things like that. That'll be quite good. But other than that, nothing really to report on transfer-wise other than Theo Tavernier that we saw last episode had bids of £10 million come in for him. If we quickly switch over to transfer history, so you didn't see any of the transfer stuff. I think actually it's on outs. That's all on outs, so you don't have to worry about that at all, actually. There's no ins on there. As I was saying, the only transfer so far is Theo Tavernier leaving for £10 million to Stade Rennais. So that was quite a good one for us. £10 million for him when he's not worth £10 million, really. They've overpaid for him, but you know what? That's fine because we'll take £10 million. So that's an extra £10 million we've got to spend on players. And hopefully a few players over the course of today's episode will start to come into the side. Since you were last here, when we lost to Southampton, lost to West Brom, things haven't really been much better, I've got to say, going forward. We had Cardiff a game afterwards, and a game that we should have won, because Cardiff are quite far down the table, but instead we drew 0-0 to 10 men. I mean, albeit it was 10 men for like 2 minutes, but 10 men again, another draw. Obviously, we lost to Southampton, West Brom, and they had 10 men on the pitch, so that was frustrating. So really poor results against these two sides. Carabao Cup quarter-final, a 3-2 loss to Manchester United. Unfortunately, Pomeroy scoring right at the start and right at the end of the game, United scoring in the middle there, so that was a bit frustrating. Mirza injured once again in that game as well, so that was a bit frustrating, but disappointing not to get through into the semi-finals of the League Cup, but we've got the FA Cup coming up now, so that should be a little bit better for us. Tottenham up in the Premier League after that Manchester United defeat, and we lost 1-0 to Tottenham, which again wasn't great, so that was then four league games in a row without winning, 4 losses in a row with 1 draw in the middle as well, so really a bad bit of form there, but we have picked things up a little bit since then. A 1-0 win over Watford with Pomeroy scoring the goal in that one. A 2-2 draw with Stoke City. After they went 2-0 up, actually, we brought it back to 2-2 with Garana and Michael Pomeroy once again getting himself on the score sheet. He's starting to score a few goals now that I've mentioned that we might sign a new striker. We still might sign a new striker, but since I mentioned that, he started to book his ideas up a little bit and score some goals. We had another 2-2 draw, this time with West Ham. Once again, Pomeroy on the score sheet with Telford scoring late on as well. We were winning it 2-1 until the 93rd minute when Esteban Barrera scored for West Ham. Frustrating. We've had a few of those last minute conceding goals to take a win away from us. Really, we need to be seeing games out a little better than this, but it's just the way football is sometimes. And then last time out, a 1-0 win over West Bromwich Albion in the FA Cup 4th round. It means we've got either Forest or Forest Green Rovers, so one of the two Forests, I suppose, in the 4th round of the FA Cup, which should be a routine win. So actually, we could do quite well in the FA Cup this time round. Leicester and Brighton up today, of course. Leicester sitting 11th and Brighton sitting 14th. So a real mid-table battle because we sit 13th. So a real big test for us today. Hopefully we come out on top of it. We are doing so much better than last season, actually. We're only 6 points clear of Watford in the relegation zone, to be fair. So it's not like we're safe or anything like that. But we are doing a lot better than last season. I want to try and get at least 45 points this season. I think we could still be on for that. So fingers crossed. So going straight into today's game then, Jose Pedro is in goal as per usual with a pretty usual back line actually of Garana, Delou, Telfer and Mirza. Venturelli joined in the midfield with Patrick and Price today. Prosser's being left out of the squad today as Price comes into that box-to-box midfielder role with Christensen and Abel still on the left and right wings, of course. Lee Phillip leads the line today as Michael Pomeroy is currently injured. And actually, we need to get Thomas registered back into the squad because he's been on loan the first half of the season. Where is he? Where is he? Oh, there he is, Michael Thomas. We need to get him back into the squad. He's not good enough to start games. He's not good enough to play games at all. But as he's in the squad, we may as well have him registered. But he has been on loan for the first half of the season at Colchester. Didn't really play very well at all in League One. 6.56 average rating. Colchester are currently 23rd in the league. So it's not a great time there, to be fair, after getting them promoted the season before that. But he was a player with a lot of promise. Isn't there anymore. Only good enough for Vanarama national sides at the moment. Potential for League One. He is the backup of all backups at the moment if we ever need him. But I don't think we will need him. So we will try and sell him at some point. But it's just a case of clubs wanting him. Anyway, that's the starting lineup. Let's submit the team and get into today's game against Leicester. So after 5 games without winning, we've now had 4 games in a row without losing. So we want to try and keep this bit of form going, even if it's a draw today, a 0-0 draw. As long as we don't lose today, that bit of momentum is still with us. So I'm pretty pleased with that. I think I'm pretty happy with where we are at this stage of the season as well. 13th is an improvement on last season. Abel is able to put it in the back of the net the second time of asking. A great start to the game there as we go 1-0 up against Leicester and jump Wolves in the table as well. We've actually got a game in hand on a lot of teams as well, I think. I think it's just, I'm not quite sure how it's worked out, but we've got a game in hand on a few teams out there, which is quite good. So that gives us a little bit of an advantage with some of the points. It's a great first save, to be fair, from the Leicester goalkeeper, but he just couldn't make the save on the second attempt. But as I was saying, we're doing pretty well in the table so far, I think. I'm happy with where we are. It's an improvement on last season. As long as we can just keep improving season on season, I'm happy with it. Even if it's just by a single point, a single position, I'm still happy with it. So that's quite good for me. And we're looking forward to come again as Lee Phillip now on the ball into Christiansen, saved by the goalkeeper this time. But some great attacking moves to start this game off from us. I think potentially some of the players are starting to realise that their positions are under threat, especially now we're in the January transfer window. They'll obviously know that we've had bids in for players. I'm sure players know that kind of thing. So they'll know if they're under threat or not, particularly our strikers. Even our wingers even a little bit, maybe under threat. So I think they'll be looking to try and cement themselves in the first team by starting to put in some performances. Because I think we started the season off really well. This current sort of period in January has been all right, I've got to say. We've had flashes of good form, but I think for the most part it's been a little bit lacklustre. So I think they're starting to realise that, right, we need to get ourselves into gear. We need to start playing games to actually keep our place in the starting lineup. I think the slight switch in formation style, obviously last season we had control possession, this time it's gegenpress. I think that's worked out a little bit better for us as well. They seem to like that a bit more for some reason. I'm not quite sure why they like it a bit more, but we've been playing better with it. So I think that's part of it, as well as Lee Phillip comes close again for us. A great first half for us until the chances created, but we're just not putting them in the back of the net. And hopefully we won't rue that come the end of the game. Throw in for Leicester then early in this second half as they look to try and grab an equaliser to save themselves at least a point in this game. The shot is saved by Jose Pedro, and it wasn't a particularly powerful shot, so I feel like there must be a bit more of a highlight to come. Very nervously play it out from the back there, but we do eventually keep the ball, get into their half. The ball forward to Christiansen is a really good one. The cross into Price is really good. Phillip is there. Phillip, both shots blocked. Great little opportunity for us. Fantastic defending from Leicester, I've got to say. And I think we've been unlucky not to be scoring from one of those opportunities there. So Leicester really doing everything to keep themselves in today's game. I want us to try and grab another goal though, because I'm not convinced that we're gonna be getting the win here today as things stand, especially from set pieces like that when we've left the man completely open there, and we do that a lot. I've noticed it. I think you've noticed it in episodes as well, that we seem to be leaving men open from set pieces, and it's not brilliant. We get the ball cleared at the second attempt, but it's not great. So changes need to be made on the pitch. Berlinger's going to come on for Telfer, and then I also reckon we're going to bring Prosser on for Price. And I think that's going to be the two changes we make. We might bring Donker on just to give Venturelli a rest, because he's starting to get a bit tired, because he's always playing every single game pretty much. So although Donker's not good enough, for 15 minutes at the end of the game, he might be okay. So maybe we bring Donker on just now, but that's a big risk when we're trying to protect a one-goal lead against a decent Leicester side. I've just taught myself out of doing it, although I have just done it, so I can't take it back now. And now I've got to hold on for 10 minutes. Let's go a bit more cautious with our approach. I've learned to do this now. You keep telling me off for not doing things like this. So let's go a bit cautious with 10 minutes to go. Or I say 10 minutes, it's 2 minutes to go now. If we can just hold on to this, we'll have a great win against Leicester City, a good 3 points on the board, and we'll move further away from the relegation zone, closer to like that top 7 sort of that we want towards the end of the season. By looks of things, it's going to be a free kick for us, but that should be the last bit of action in today's game. The referee's taken his time to get over to this player to give him a yellow card or a talking to or whatever. He's reprimanded, not even a card. I'm sure the free kick will come in, and that is going to be that. If we even get time to do the free kick. Prosser's free kick, doesn't even get to do it. Full time, Leicester 0, Lincoln 1. That is a superb result, especially against a mid-table rival. So the first player we could be doing a deal for is an old fan favourite, Jason Rendell. Now, he's on the transfer list at Brighton. Now, he's valued at £7 million, but Brighton want £8.25 million, which I'm kind of happy to pay for, because we know he's such a good winger. Obviously, he can do it in the Championship. I mean, his record, not in that first season, we didn't really use him that first season, but in the second and third season that we had him, his record just speaks for itself. He was absolutely class. 13 goals, 20 goals, 11 assists, 6 assists, 8 player of the match. I mean, he was class, all right? He was so good. I feel like £8.25 million is Well, it's better than the £60 million that they were quoting him, quoting us for when we first tried to sign him. So 8.25 for Rendell on 25k per week is not bad. Let's try and take it down to 20k per week. Yearly wage rise, get rid of that. Unused cheap fee, get rid of that. Appearance fee down to 5.5. Goal bonus down to 2. But let's put his agent fee up to £1 million because his agent might accept that a little more if we do that. He wants 26k per week now and a bit more in appearance. Appearance demand, we'll take these back down. 2.2, 5.5. Wage has gone up to 26. 21k. 25.5 he wants now. And again, he's just moving that up a little bit as well. Take it back down to 22k. He's happy with that. 22k. And that's a great contract, I think, for Jason Rendell. Hopefully he's still as good. I mean, I've not actually scouted him out. So I think his attributes are actually hidden to me at the moment. We've got like an approximate on his attributes. There's no scout reports for him. I'm just presuming that he is still good enough because I reckon he is good enough. I mean, he'll be good backup if he's not good enough, I suppose. But I reckon he's a great player to have. So he could be coming through. We've also had a bid accepted for £3.9 million for this guy who is a centre-back from Bayern Munich. Now, we might not get a work permit for him, so this could all be in vain, really. What we might need to do, actually, is just adjust the budgets slightly, just so we've got a bit more money to offer him in terms of wages. Dawson Lund opened this up with quite a nice contract, actually. First team, 23k. Because I don't want to put an offer in and him just completely rejects it. Let's get rid of his top division. I know, keep the relegation wage drop. Unused substitute fee, get rid of that. Clean appearance fee and clean sheets look pretty decent to me. Let's submit these. He wants up quite a bit. 34k. To the what did we offer him before? Previous offer 23k, 34. Let's take this down to 31k. Let's leave that as it is. Clean sheets 5. Appearance fee 6 point. Okay, he's accepted that. Now it depends if we actually get him or not, but I think he's probably worth that kind. I mean, he looks good to me. He's not going to be a world beater in the future, but because he's on quite a cut price deal, I think we could probably sell him for a bit more in the future, sort of thing. He'll be very good backup. He's on, compared to what other players are on, actually 31, 32k. What we offered him is quite cheap actually in the end. He won't be a first starter, I don't think, but he replaces Theo Taverny and is a lot better than Theo Taverny. So it's an improvement on defence for less than what a cheaper deal, obviously. We're making profit on a Taverny deal if we get him in instead. Bradford are now making offers for Turiak, but we're going to reject it. Turiak, we could sell him, but he is actually a little bit of backup that we have. Even though he's only good enough for Vanarama National, he has played no league games. I thought he had played some league games. He's played some cup games, but I thought he had played a few league games this season. Clearly not. There are potentially 2 more deals coming through. One of them is for this guy, Chris Anderson, who Burnley have just put an offer in for. Now, we're only trying to get him on loan. However, how much? What do they want for him? They want 9. Okay, they won't accept that bid from Burnley, I don't think. But I reckon we can get him in on loan. This is one of the guys that we should maybe be getting in on loan. He's really good, I reckon. I think he could be a great addition to the squad. And potentially actually end up being our first choice striker in the second half of the season if Pomeroy... I mean, Pomeroy's starting to get better now, but he's a bit injured for a little bit at the moment. Lee Phillip perhaps not quite as bright as he was last season, so perhaps we need someone else a little stronger in there. There's also another striker that might be coming in. We're just sort of disagreeing on a transfer fee, and actually I don't think he'll get a work permit. He's coming in from the Danish Superliga, but it's not going to be an expensive deal, so I don't know about that. But I'll tell you what, Jason Rendell has accepted terms with us. We're going to sign him. So, I'm going to press the big button. Is it... Oh, now, this is... Oh, come on, let's just do it, all right? He was very good for us in the past. We've got a work permit going in for the defender. This guy is the one we can't agree a fee on at the moment, but I don't think he'll get his work permit, even if we do agree a fee for him. So, it's a bit hit and miss, that one. But Jason Rendell, I hope he's as good as he actually was, because he's been away from us for a few seasons. He's not been on loan. He's played at Brighton, but not much. He comes in as 3-star current ability. Okay. And 3.5-star potential. It's not quite as good as I thought it was going to be, but you look at his record. He played super well for us. I think he's a player that we can do a lot with, I reckon. So... Let's get him into the squad then. Register him to the squad. Jason Rendell. Well, we need backup on the wings anyway. We need backup on the wings, and he can provide that on both wings, actually. So it's good for him to be here. His number, what can he be? He wants 14. Unfortunately, Venturelli is 14 because Venturelli likes number 14, I think. He wants number 9, Venturelli, which is a weird number for a CDM to want, actually. But we can swap that next season, obviously. In the meantime, 24 for Jason Rendell. So hashtag Rendell back. And actually, his first game for us will be against his old club, Brighton. So that's a bit of a poetic... It's not poetic at all. It's just a bit of a weird coincidence. So now we've got the game against Brighton. We're not going to start with Rendell on the pitch, but we will put him on the bench instead of Donker. So Donker's going to come onto the bench. Rendell on the bench, sorry, Donker out the squad. Other than that, we'll put Prosser actually back on for Price, I reckon. But other than that, no changes to my starting lineup, I don't think. So we're going to go for that. Right then, kickoff is upon us here today against Brighton. Rendell will make an appearance. We're going to bring Rendell on probably 60 minutes or so into the game. I reckon that is probably the best option, and then see what he can do from there. Because we know he's such a good player. We know his quality. We know what he can do. He got 20 goals for us from the wing, all right? This is what the player we're talking about. Albeit that wasn't the Championship. This is the Premier League. I mean, Pomeroy got, 25, nearly 30 goals in the Championship. Only got, 12, 13, 14 last season. It's a big step up, but I think he gives us a completely different option, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do. It also means Christiansen's days are probably numbered at the club, because they're both, by looks of things, very similar in terms of their ability and things like that. And if we want to, progress, we need to get another good winger in there. So Christiansen will probably be the one to be sold. We'll keep Rendell for the homegrown status and things like that. But keep Rendell for homegrown status, but we'll probably have to get someone else in to play normally. That's a great shot from Brighton, to be fair, and it rockets back off the crossbar, and we've been very lucky there. This first half's gone well quick. 35 minutes into the game already. It's been us slightly more than Brighton, actually, but really, clearly not much going on because there's not been much in terms of highlights. I mean, us and Brighton, I think, are a very well-matched side. We are nearly level. We're a point ahead of them, and Leicester are joint points level on us with 28. So we are really close, all teams in today's episode. Brighton, though, I think there was a bit of defensive confusion there, and Brighton have managed to take the lead in today's game just before half-time. It sees us drop down to 14th, actually, which is really abysmal. But it was a nice move, to be fair, from them, but just defensive errors from us, I think. And I think that sort of epitomised our season a little bit. I mean, to be fair, actually, it's not quite so much a defensive error. It's just that Garana just doesn't get in the way of his man. The striker's got so much more desire to get to that ball first. I think Garana probably thought that the goalkeeper, Jose Pedro, was going to get there first, and their striker has got in there and grabbed himself a goal. I suppose it was the defensive errors there, but you hate to see it. Either way, we go into the second half. We're going to bring Rendell on at some point, and hopefully he will grab 2 goals for us, and he'll be the one to save us. As Telfer's free kick almost goes in the back of the net. Philip with the rebound. Who's getting there? It's a free kick for... I'm not quite sure what for, but a free kick. That was a great opportunity for us. Brighton looking to double their lead now as they come forward in numbers now. They've got space. They're number 7 now. It can put the ball in the area, and it's a penalty. Lads, more discipline in the area. We've given away too many penalties this season. We have given away quite a lot. Luckily, that was an awful penalty, and Jose Pedro can make the save. And now Christiansen is coming off the pitch, and Jason Rendell is coming on to make his first appearance in a couple seasons for us after not being on loan for us for a long time, obviously. So that's quite exciting. He's the only change we're going to make for now. So welcome back to the fray, Jason Rendell, playing his first game for us permanently against his old permanent club, which is exciting. Coming forward now, Garana, can he play it in towards Jason Rendell? Prosser on the ball this time. Prosser, can he do something with it in towards Abel? Abel gets it in the back of the net. It's been disallowed though. What for? Disallowed. Offside apparently. I'm not quite sure I agree with that, mate, but... Highlight then for Brighton as we clear their throw in, but we've got another chance now to come forward after that deflection. Lee Phillip now on the ball, and we are coming forward in numbers. Get the ball across. Phillip, get the ball across. He does to Jason Rendell. Hits the post. Jason Rendell on his second attempt can't do it. That would have been a fairy tale for him to score on his return to the club. Abel, Mirza, we're on the edge of the area now. That could have been such a good opportunity. We have won a free kick though. Now is this going to be a highlight? It is. Rendell to take it. Oh, I thought that was in the back of a net. It wasn't, unfortunately. But he is fired up, is Jason Rendell. We can't do much more shouting. We're going to say, show some passion next time it comes up. Although, throw in. Mirza into Venturelli. Venturelli into Prosser, back to Mirza, who can put a decent cross on. Or great ball to Patrick. Patrick to Prosser. Prosser from distance, crossbar. Lee Phillip, no way is that disallowed. Oh, 2 goals we've scored, both disallowed. We should be winning this game. The linesman's absolutely doing us, and it's frustrating me. Rendell, great ball across to Abel. Rendell is such a good player. Into Lee Phillip. Rendell, he's hit the crossbar. That's twice now he's hit the post. Rendell's hit the post twice. We've had 2 disallowed goals. Rendell, oh, he's had a shot saved on the line this time. Oh, lads. Get creative out there. Very attacking now. I mean, we could have had 4 goals in today's game. We could have had 4 goals, but when we have 2 disallowed, we've had 3. Oh, we finally, Howard Prosser gets a goal back. Fantastic stuff. But really, we've had 3 off the woodwork now, apparently. We've had 2 disallowed. And you've got to say, when that kind of thing's happening, it's just not your day, is it really? But I think we've played magnificently well. We've just been ridiculously unlucky. A few minutes left of today's game. Show some passion once again. We're on very attacking still. 3 minutes to go. They've got a free kick, which goes in the back of the net. Lads. Oh, the thing is, we can't be cross because we've played ridiculously well. I mean, defensively not there, and Jose Pedro's in no man's land there. Really, that was a big error there, a big error. But I've got to say, this game against Brighton, we have played really well. Really well. And again, Rendell nearly getting there. It's a free kick for them. I think we have played well. We've just been ridiculously unlucky with 2 disallowed goals. Rendell's hit the post twice. Puts a free kick just over the bar as well. Any other day, that would have been a win for us. But you know what? It's how we bounce back from results like this. And if we play like we did against Brighton today in the next few games, I think we'll get 3 points easy. So next episode then, I think what we're going to do is we're going to go through to the Bournemouth and the Manchester United game. Or potentially we could do United and Newcastle because regen day, but we never get good regens anyway, do we? So it doesn't matter too much actually. But we will go through to Bournemouth and Manchester United for next episode. Hopefully we'll have a few FA Cup games in there as well. We could actually do, it depends on the FA Cup as well, how well we do in that, but I'll play it by ear, but it should be Bournemouth and United next episode. Hopefully next time around we'll have a few more transfers to talk about as well. Potentially 3 more players coming into the squad, and that could be huge for us. So look forward to that one. So thank you for watching today's episode. And if you've enjoyed it, please do drop a like on the video for me and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. And I'll see you next time for some more Lincoln Loco action.